The first real conversation that you have after discovering an affair tells you almost everything that you need to know about whether recovery is possible. So today, I want to walk through what red flags versus green flags look like in that initial conversation, because the patterns that show up in the first 48 hours usually continue. If you're new here, my name is Wes. I'm a couples therapist, and this channel is devoted to helping you improve your relationship, especially after there's been a major betrayal or an affair. So if you like that kind of content, subscribe down below. Let's start with how your partner handles disclosure. A red flag is that they give you the minimum information possible. They say, it was a mistake. It's over. I don't want to talk about it anymore. Or the truth trickles out over time. They admit only what you already know, and they force you to drag out every additional detail. Or worse, they actively lie. You ask, was it physical? And they say no. Then 2 weeks later, you find out that it was. Every lie creates a new D-Day. A green flag is that they offer full disclosure without you having to interrogate them. They say, I'll tell you everything. I know you need to know. Ask me anything. They understand that transparency is where trust begins. And here's a really important green flag. They don't volunteer graphic details that will only hurt you. There's a difference between I had sex with them 3 times and describing exactly how it happened in detail that you didn't ask for. A truly remorseful partner gives you the information that you need to make decisions, but they don't traumatize you further with unnecessary details. Next, how do they respond to your emotion? Well, a red flag here is that they can't tolerate your anger or pain. They cry, they make it about their guilt. They say things like, I can't handle seeing you like this, or your anger is making this harder, or can we please stop yelling? Or they get angry back. You're crying and they snap, what do you want me to do? I already apologized. They want comfort more than they want to give comfort. A green flag is that they sit with your rage. They don't defend themselves. They don't minimize. They don't try to fix it. They say, you have every right to be angry. This is my fault. I did this. They absorb your pain without making you manage their feelings. And here's another green flag. They don't tell you how to feel. They don't say, don't cry, or it's going to be okay, or we're going to get through this. They just let you feel what you feel. Next up is accountability versus blame shifting. Okay, so a red flag is that every apology has a but attached. They say, I'm sorry, but you were always working. Or I'm sorry, but we hadn't been intimate in months. Or I'm sorry, but I felt invisible in our relationship. Or they make it about their pain. They say, I'm sorry I hurt you, but this is killing me too. I hate myself. Those aren't apologies. Those are excuses with I'm sorry stapled to the front. A green flag, though, is that they take full responsibility without any qualifiers. They say, I chose to have an affair. That was my decision. It was wrong. There's no excuse. They don't mention your contribution to the relationship problems, at least not now. They understand that relationship issues and affair justification are not the same conversation. And here's an advanced green flag. Okay, they take responsibility for things that you haven't even discovered yet. They might say, I need to tell you that there were 2 other times earlier that I lied about. I'm really sorry about that. I'm telling you now because I don't want you to find out later. That's someone who understands that one disclosure is their only chance to rebuild trust. Okay. Next is around immediate action. So a red flag is that they wait for you to tell them what to do. They ask, do you want me to block them? Or should I tell you when I reach out? They're putting the emotional labor on you. Or worst, they resist even obvious steps. They say, I can't block them. We work together. Or do I really have to delete all the messages? I already told you what they said. A green flag here is that they've already cut contact. Before you even asked, they blocked the person, they deleted their number, they told them that it's over. They hand you their phone, they say everything is open. Check whenever you want. They don't wait to be policed. And here's what's really important. They do this immediately. Not, I'll do it tomorrow, or let me just send one final message explaining. Right there in front of you, they block and delete everything. Because even an hour of delay creates more suspicion. Next is around their focus. A red flag here is that they are focused on consequences. Will you leave? Will you tell people? How will this affect their life, their reputation, their job? The conversation keeps circling back to their panic and what happens to them. Please don't tell your parents, or are you going to leave me? Or this could ruin my career if people find out. That's what that sounds like. A green flag here is that they're focused on you. They ask, what do you need right now? How can I help you feel safe? You want me to stay or give you space? They're paying attention to your needs, not managing their own image. In this case, they might say, I know you might tell people. That's a natural consequence of what I did. Do what you need to do. That's someone who has accepted responsibility. And finally, their timeline. Okay, so a red flag here is that they want resolution immediately. They say, are we going to work on this or not? Or I need to know whether or not you're going to leave. Or how long are you going to be angry with me? They want certainty so that they can stop feeling guilty. A green flag here, though, is that they give you space to not know. You don't have to decide anything right now. Take all the time you need. I'm here for however long this takes, is what that sounds like. They understand that you can't make permanent decisions when you're in crisis. Now, look, here's what I want you to know. Most people show a mix of these. Okay, nobody's perfect in the first conversation. Everyone's in shock, including the unfaithful partner. But if you're seeing mostly red flags, if they're defensive, if they're controlling information, if they're blame shifting, if they're making it all about them, well, that's really important information about how seriously they're taking this. And if you're seeing mostly green flags, if they're transparent, if they're accountable, if they're tolerating your pain, taking immediate action, well, that doesn't mean that recovery will be perfect or easy, but it does mean that it's possible. So pay attention to what they show you in the first 48 hours. People reveal who they are when they're in crisis. And if you need help navigating those first few weeks, I have a free guide that walks you through exactly what to do in the first 30 days. The link is down in the description below. Thank you so much. Please give this video a like and subscribe to my channel if you like this. I'll see you next time.